Hello everyone, I hope you are well. I thought I would do a TBR for this week. So what I want to start this week and finish this week, and some children's books in there as well. Also, if you're thinking, why do you look like a clown? This was a makeup look that went wrong. I filmed a video of it. So yeah, it was supposed to look like cool ice queen and I look like a clown. Let's ignore the face, get into the TBR. So I'm still reading, oh gosh, The Wizard of Oz. Still working my way through this. I think I'm going to start it again. It's my third time restarting it, but it's just because, like with my son, I don't have a huge amount of time. He's 10 months old to really sit down and read, but I really want to get into it, and I don't want to read it just in little bits. Like, I want to really read a good chunk and get into it. That's what I always do. Like, if I'm really liking something, I'm like, I hate just reading like a page and putting it down. Like, I want to really get into this. I have the interactive book, like Milliman, however you say it, book. I'll show you a page. So there's the Yellow Brick Road. I chose this for Tay Book Club, God, I don't know how long ago, but it's still going. So hopefully by the end of this month, I'm gonna have finished this book. Maybe this week I'll finish it, like I'll find some time and just sit and read it and sit and be with it. I'm loving it so far, really, really loving it. So different from the Judy Garland film, and I do love the Judy Garland film, but I also love this. The characters are very different, but I'm loving it. So I think I'm gonna finish The Wonderful Wizard of Oz this week. This month you have, if you're doing the Tay Book Club, you still have till the end of this month to get this book read. So there's that one. And I was thinking maybe reading on in the series because I am really enjoying it. I might get the other books in this series as well, but I don't know what edition to get them in because they don't do the other editions in that edition. So I don't know what edition. So there's that one. I have a few children's books. I have one where a cat is deformed, becomes deformed within the book. It is this one, The Tale of Kitty in Boots, and Graham Silla Reads actually bought this book for me, and I love his channel, and he doesn't make videos anymore, and it's so annoying. Graham, you need to come back and make videos. I loved when he used to sit in his, like, it was like a conservatory, but it wasn't. It was at the bottom of his garden, like a reading nook, and used to do reading vlogs from there and seeing his corgis. You need to come back, Graham. But he got me this gorgeous book, and it is a unpublished Beatrix Potter story. So she never published it herself. She only did one illustration for it, and then when she died they found this, and Quentin Blake illustrated it, and Quentin Blake is my all-time favourite illustrator, so that's why Graham got it for me. It's Beatrix Potter. It's an discovered gem, and then Quentin has done it. It's about this cat. I've already read it, but I'm going to read it to my son and see how he feels about it. Because I don't have time for rubbish books. Let me just say that. Childhood is so short. I only maybe have 10 years of reading books with my son until he starts pushing away, wanting to hang out with his friends, read books by himself. And so I feel like the time is slipping away from me, and there's so many rubbish children's books, rubbish picture books that we have read together, where it's like, the cat said hello to the dog and the dog said goodbye. The end. The chicken said hello to the cow and the cow said goodbye. The end. Oh my God, repetitive, boring, terrible pictures within it, nothing going on. He's bored. Like, he loves Miffy. There is something enchanting about the book Miffy. It's a very simplistic children's story, but there's something about the colours that really engages him and he likes it. And as a parent, it reminds you of having your child. So like the rabbits want a bunny, then they get a bunny, and an angel gives a bunny to them, and it's all cute and gorgeous. And it kind of, if you're like me, who we tried to have my son like for a year before I got pregnant. There was a lot of negative pregnancy tests and all that. So if you're someone who really wanted your child and it wasn't an accidental pregnancy, then it kind of reminds me of that time that it was me and Dom, and then, you know, Miss Bunny, this angel gives her a bunny, and that's Miffy, and it takes you back to a time that it's so bizarre. As soon as you get, sorry, I feel like I'm rushing away, but I've got so much to say to you, and I've got so many books to show you. But when you are really wanting a baby and taking loads of pregnancy tests and you're thinking, am I ever going to get pregnant? Am I ever going to have a baby? It's so weird that as soon as you get pregnant, your mind erases all those bad memories, all those memories of every month getting a negative pregnancy test, and you just forget about that time. And so the story of Miffy was really odd to me because I had never read it as a child. So when I got it and read it to my son, I was like, oh, this is taking me back to a time before him when I was wishing for him. And that's not a huge part of the story. It's just like two rabbits, they're living their lives, an angel gives them a bunny, that's it. But it just reminded me of that time. It had that nostalgia. So that's the most popular book that I read to him. Just on repeat, I'll read that book. The colours in it, he absolutely loves the primary colours. There's something about the illustration of Miffy that he loves, that he's just transfixed on. So that is the book that we read the most, but I've tried reading other books. I'll pick up picture books in charity shops. They're rubbish. They're rubbish. I don't have all the time in the world with him. I want to get the best books. I want us to have books that we like treasure and read over and over again. And he's like, oh, I remember like when my mum read that to me when I was a kid, and I feel like we're not getting these memories in. Like as a mum, it almost feels like as soon as your baby's born, you're on this treadmill to try and like make these memories. I want you to have a magical childhood. So I am just trying to find these great books, and I think this book is going to be it. Can I just say my hair looks really greasy, and it's not greasy because I washed it yesterday. It's because my makeup looks so dreadful. Can I show you, like, my hair is not greasy. It looks greasy. Anyway, this book is fabulous, but I haven't read it to my son yet, so I'm going to see what he thinks of it. And I don't think he's seen any Quentin Blake illustrations, which is kind of criminal considering how much I love Quentin Blake. But so he illustrated her unpublished book, and this is about, there's a cat, she's called Miss Kitty. She lives with this old lady, and every night the old lady locks her in a washroom, and then another black cat comes in and takes her place so that Miss Kitty can go hunting without her owner knowing that she's going out hunting. She's got a shotgun, she's deciding what animals she's going to shoot and kill. She then gets trapped in Mr. Todd, which is, he's a fox, he's got his own Beatrice Potter story, in one of his traps. On the way, she's found Miss Tiddlywink, the hedgehog. They've had a little conversation. She nearly killed Miss Tiddlywink. She nearly shot her head off. I'm not even joking. It's off the rails story. That's why I adore it. So it's like this cat, she's out of control. She can't keep hold of this gun. It's just mad. And every night she like goes out like hunting. It's crazy. So then she gets trapped, and Mr. Todd comes up to her and he's like, oh, I'm gonna skin you and make you into gloves. Black cat gloves are like the latest fashion. We've learnt that. Page 1, the old woman's like, she's anxious about Kitty, and also, can I just say, the illustrator's note from Quentin Blake is so gorgeous in this. He's basically talking about the coincidences between his life and Beatrix Potter's life, and how he in a way feels like, oh, like he's made himself believe that she's maybe left this story for him to illustrate, and how much weird coincidences his life has with her. But yeah, the old woman lived in constant fear that Kitty might be stolen. I hear there is a shocking fashion for black cat skin muffs. So page 1, you know that someone's hunting to skin black cats and make them into mitts. So he's like, oh, here, look what's in my bag. It's a black cat's tail. And she's thinking, oh my God, I'm going to be skinned for my fur. She then has the gun, points it at him. He's like, okay, calm down, whatever, I'll talk to you in the morning. And then the hedgehog, Miss Tiddlywink, he leaves his bag behind, and Miss Tiddlywink's in the bag like, can you help me? I'm nearly suffocating to death. So Miss Kitty gets, this is for children, gets the hedgehog out, and the hedgehog's like, oh my God, thanks, saved my life there. And then Miss Kitty's like, oh, like, I don't know what I'm going to do, I'm in this trap. And then Miss Tiddlywink's like, please don't eat me, I don't want to be eaten, I'm worried you're going to eat me. Miss Kitty says, don't worry, I'm not going to eat you. And then Miss Tiddlywink helps her get free, but she loses a toe, so she becomes maimed. So this is like Squirrel Napkin, where this squirrel's messing about. He goes on Owl Island, he's like irritating everyone. He starts irritating all the owls on Owl Island, and one of the owls pins him down to kill him. And then he gets off, but the owl rips his tail off, and it's like Squirrel Napkin learned his lesson because he had his tail ripped off. It reminded him never to misbehave. Well, that's what it's about with Miss Kitty. So she gets like a toe off, and she ends up lame with a limp. And then then she never goes out shooting again, and she just enjoys living with this little old lady in a village. She has other cats that are kind of like the posh cats to come round. She does tea parties for them in the end, but she never goes back out with her gun hunting. And then it's kind of sad at the end, because the other cat who helped her and like took her place, who's like a rough cat who lives in the woods, it says, but Winky Peeps lived in the woods. So it's almost like, where's his story? Is this leading on to another story that maybe she was gonna write? I flipping love it. This might be my favourite Beatrix Potter. I love Squirrel Nutkin, but I just love something about this. Oh God, love it. So I'm gonna read that to him. Hopefully he absolutely loves and adores this. I've never read this book. Guess How Much I Love You. He has a Guess How Much I Love You bunny that Dom's mum bought him, but I've never read these books. But when he was 5 weeks old, we actually took him to Centre Parks with my parents, because it was Christmas time, because he's born in October. And they had this winter wonderland. It was absolutely spectacular. I loved it. It was my first time at Centre Parks, loved it. And I got this book as a little keepsake of our time there, and he was like tiny, 5 weeks old there. And I've never read the Guess How Much I Love You. This is the rose gold like collector's edition one. It was $8.99. And it's just a really nice little hardback. I'll show you the inside, but I haven't read it. I don't know what it's about. So that'll be cute to give that one a go. And then I have this one, which is your recommendation. So I haven't, oh yeah, there. Which is, I said, give me your recommendations and I will go on eBay and buy the books. And I did, and that video is up. And it was all your favourite childhood books I wanted you to tell me, or books that your children loved. This is mental and I'm obsessed. So this is, these books I haven't read to my son yet, so that's why I'm showing you, because this week I'm going to read them to my son. Martha B. Rabbit and the Unexpected Guests. But get yourselves ready. These illustrations are like something on drugs. Look at them. They're just mad. I just love it. So it's a cat and a rabbit. They live together. It's about their like little adventures, and they basically help some deers out. But they have the bodies of humans almost, but they're a cat. You know, like cats walk on all fours. But the way this is drawn is just so bizarre that I'm just obsessed. I can't help. Oh, look, she's playing chess. She's playing chess. There's something about the cat, the way the cat is drawn. No, there's one where she's got her head back, and I have to show you that. She's on the back of a deer. Just her head back. She's riding a deer, just riding a deer. And she's a menace. She's got a paw on a deer, and then she's like that, like a joyous, where is she? She's there. There. Can you see her? With her head back riding a deer. There's just something so magical about these drawings. They are so bizarre, but I love it. So it's the Martha B. Rabbit. There's like a series, but this one is The Unexpected Guests, and it's basically all the other rabbits, all the other animals have done the right thing, okay? And the lazy deers, this lazy animals. So it starts and they're all getting ready for the winter. So they're putting the hay away, they're getting food ready, stored for the winter. And then basically all these people knock on their door, all these other animals that haven't prepared for winter, and they just let them in. And just let them have their food, have the hay. Deers, they give the hay, look after them. I'd be like, I'm sorry, but we have prepared for this. We got ourselves ready for winter. You lazy little, but of course it's a children's book. So they just help out, and then at the end they're frolicking on some deer. The other book is actually like an adult book. So this is The Other Mothers. And I love a good mother psycho book. You know, Lifetime, Channel 5, the surrogates run off with the baby. I just love those films. And this is about a woman who, she's desperate to launch her freelance career. If you want something else, more new friends to navigate motherhood, blah, blah, blah. So she's at her son's new playgroup, and she's trying to, it's basically about a woman who's trying to like balance her career, balance being a mother. She then, oh, of course she's like a journalist. I was like, they always are in these books. They never have like a normal job. Like, I work at the local supermarket, so I've got my supermarket job, and then I'm looking after my child. It's always like freelance journalist for the New York Times. Like, it's always like crazy, isn't it? But to me, that's like quite an out there thing. I don't know anyone who's a journalist, or they're like a politician. I'm a local politician. But anyway, so she's joined her son's playgroup, and she meets these mums. They're sleek, sophisticated, everything she wants to be, elegant London townhouses. She lives in a cramped basement flat. They seem to have it all, but they also have their secrets. They're gonna be mental. It's gonna be maybe Stepford Wives. I don't know. I think they're gonna be satanic. I don't know, I'm joking, but like, I should write a book like that. I've joined a local play group. The mums are all Satanists. And gradually my character is seeing them. One of them has like a witchy, you know, those little stars, the witchy star. And I'm like, oh, maybe it's the fashion. Oh, and then at the end they're like in a bath of blood. And they've killed their husbands and they're bathing in their husband's blood. That is my book idea. No, I'm joking, but I would read that. I like that kind of stuff. I'm, you know, a bit of a psycho with that stuff. So I'm excited because I don't know what you'll want to be one of them until you know them. Satanism, my brain automatically goes to they eat their babies. Like, I don't know why. My brain is just always, I've watched too many horror films over the years. They eat their neighbours. Like, that's immediately what my brain goes to. It's probably going to be nothing like that, but I want to start this book this week. So when I finish The Wizard of Oz, I'm going to start The Other Mothers. Satanic or not, I don't know. I'm hoping it's going to really take a twist and a turn. It's not just going to be like a little thing. Like, they drink the blood of their pets. It's like something really bizarre. That's what I want. I want like a shocking read. Anyway, I'm going to end it here. Getting too mental, and you might be able to hear my son just having a little sing. Dom is with him. I haven't left him unattended. Dom is, oh, should I tell you my new pet peeve? On Instagram, when people say like, where's your kid, to people, they don't say it to me, but to like other creators. So like, say someone puts up a picture of themselves and they're at the hairdressers or they're out for drinks with their friend, someone be like, where are your children? Where? They're not under the table while she's, you know, downing shots. They're at home with that, like, but it's such a weird, like, passive aggressive thing to put. Like, she obviously, if you don't have childcare, sorry, but she obviously has, I don't know, it's like a weird thing. And people keep doing it on like vlogs, not my vlogs, but people who show their children, because I don't show my son at all. But they keep doing this whole like, where are your kids when you're doing this then? What? Anyway, I could talk for 50 million years at you right now, but I'm gonna rein it in. And I'm making like almost daily videos now, so you know, there'll be another rant tomorrow I can share with you. Hopefully I finish Wizard of Oz this week and then I can get on to The Other Mothers, and hopefully my son loves these books, because I'm only keeping the books that he really likes. Well, I am going to keep that kitty book, to be honest with you. If he doesn't like this, then he doesn't have taste, because this is so good. When she loses her toe, it's quite like a shocking moment as well. You're like, a toe? It was a painful struggle. They're trying to get her out the trap, but at length Miss Kitty, with the loss of one toe, wiggled out, leaving her boots in the trap. But it's like, comma, with the loss of one toe, comma, and then it's got a picture of the boots in the trap, and obviously in the boot is her toe. I love that. We're like, with the loss of one toe. She got out. She was fine. It was a painful struggle with the loss of one toe. Did I say she lost her toe? Like, I love that little, like a little hiss. So I'm going to go now anyway, and I'll probably see you tomorrow for another video. Subscribe, comment, and I'll see you tomorrow.